Welcome back to the ONJ YouTube channel. I'm your coach Jeremiah.
I'm your co-host Orlando.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in. So, what's this video going to be about?
Like we had mentioned before, right? As soon as we figured out KD was not gonna get traded, it opened up the avenue for trades to happen. And with that, we have a brand new trade to announce. The details. The Cleveland Cavaliers are trading Collin Sexton, Larry Marketing, Ochai Agbahi, three first-round picks, and two pick swaps to the Utah Jazz for Donovan Mitchell.
You just Donovan Mitchell? Is there anybody else in that deal?
Nope, just
That is
Donovan Mitchell. All that
insane.
for Donovan Mitchell.
That's insane. You think the Cavs gave up too much? Did you see what the Knicks had offered? I think it
If
was like Mitchell Robinson, Obi, and then I want to say RJ Barrett,
RJ,
and then like three picks, and
three
then like three.
picks.
Do you think like which deal would you wish you have taken? I guess.
Honestly, RJ is more established than anything they just got from the
Right.
Cavs. So
Yeah.
like RJ's established. The closest player I guess it will be Collin Sexton, but Collin Sexton just came off of an injury, so like you don't know how he's
Facts.
gonna perform. And with that
Facts.
them getting Collin Sexton, it was a sign and trade. So he was signed to a 4-year, 72 million contract.
I thought that's a great value. I mean, it's a great risk worth taking. Uh, yeah, like he just came off of ACL and everything, but I mean, even during the summer, like even though like it's workouts, I mean, he still kind of looks like he still has that same burst and still seems like the same player he was before injury. So hopefully that works out. And plus, I think like this is like the perfect situation for a guy like him. Like we all remember like that 3v5 in Alabama where he almost won his team the game against Minnesota. Carried his team
Wild,
literally, literally,
wildest thing I've ever seen.
literally like almost carried his team to like a win when the whole team like fouled out and I think it was Tex and everything. So um
Again, wildest
I
thing I've ever seen. I didn't even know that was a thing, bro. I didn't know that was possible. I think
yeah,
I always thought you had to have a minimum of 5 or 6 players. I always
yeah.
figured like if they fouled out, then you have to forfeit the game. And then the rest was like, nah, it could be a 5-on-3. It's okay, bro. Y'all got this. Y'all good.
It was at that point where it's like, in my like, I've seen it all. It was after that, like I've seen everything. Like, so I think this would be like a cool situation for him. I guess I would say, judging by the current makeup of the team, like I guess he's their clear number one option. Uh, yeah, I would say that. So it's pretty much his team now. So I think that's great. Um, and then Laurie Marketing, he gets the opportunity to start again, and then him and Malik Beasley, and then Sexton and Malik Beasley. That could be a an interesting backcourt. Who knows? Malik Beasley, he's been coming off the bench the last couple seasons after averaging 19 a game when he was starting for the Timberwolves. So he'll get a chance to start again. So we'll see how that works. But Mitchell and Garland though, that what do you think about that backcourt? Like,
Um, Definitely gonna be interesting. I think it's
mhm.
a really good. Honestly, their backcourt and their front court are already set. They're interesting. I think the biggest question is now who are they gonna start at small forward? Would it be Karis LeVert or Isaac Okoro?
I would say, I mean, just for balance and just for balance, I would say Okoro. Because I mean, your bench, I don't think you really have nobody coming off your bench that could provide you like with a consistent scoring punch. I mean, like Osman, he's solid, but I don't like. But I said like consistent. So I would rather just have Levert as your six man, and then and then if you need him to like start, when it comes to like crunch time, then you could throw him in there. You can have that option, but I don't think there's no need to like start him all the games. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. I agree. I saw a lot of people putting Karis LeVert in there, and I was like, it makes more sense to have Isaac Okoro and have
Right.
him be your like primary defender in that starting lineup because you already got the scoring in there, you know. So you don't need
Yes.
more scoring. You need that defense that he provides.
Yeah. Do you think that backcourt can work? Like with Sexton with not Garland and Mitchell. Do you think like that could work long term? Do you see any potential problems that could happen?
How tall is Garland again? Is
Oh, that's a
Garland
great
like
question.
six
Maybe
six one
I
two?
want to say six. I want to say 6'3", but I'm not sure though.
Hold on. Let me do a quick Google search. You know, we're in the era of technology. All it
Yeah.
takes is one quick Google search to find out that the man is also 6'1".
Wow.
It's a small backcourt.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know if
small.
I don't know if he's playing. I mean, Garland can play off ball if need be, but I mean, if they learn how to like play off each other, which I mean they've been playing together in the summer, so they could I guess they kind of develop that relationship. But it's gonna be interesting though. It's gonna be fun to watch for sure. I think a lot more eyes are gonna be on Cleveland now for sure.
Now, do you see? So obviously they have to get used to that backcourt, you know, playing together.
Yeah.
Um, the roles are gonna change now, you know. So now, who do you see being the first option now?
Oh, that's a great.
I think gonna be the
Um,
hardest thing.
I mean, last year it was Garland, right? Garland had like what 19,
So
19 average.
Garland was the first option for the Cavs, and Mitchell was the first option for the Jazz. So they're both
Right.
used to being the first option, but now one of them has to, you know, take that backseat and be the second option.
Oh,
Who would it be?
I mean, Garland being the point guard that he is, I'm sure like he won't mind. I'm sure he knows like it's probably gonna be Mitchell. Mitchell's probably gonna be number one option. I mean, with a talent like that, I think it's gonna be good just for Mitchell because like he'll have a point guard that could set him up. You know what I mean? And could kind of like run with him a little bit. I mean, like Mike Conley, he's kind of like past his prime. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of backcourt was, you know, that relationship was kind of wearing out over time. So I think Mitchell's probably got to be the number one option if you ask me.
Mitchell. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I like it. I
I'll say
see it. I
Mitchell.
see it. I guess Garland will take more of that playmaking guard type of role.
It'll be good because then he could just focus more on uh, just running the team really. Because last year, I mean, I think Evan Mobley was like their second leading scorer, so Garland had to kind of like carry the load from the guard spot. You know what I mean? So now, he's got a very good, a very good running mate. You know what I mean with him. So it should be definitely interesting.
Now, going based off, you had mentioned Mike Conley, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Woj had said that the Jazz still have trade assets that they want to trade forward, and those include the veterans that they have.
Right.
Who he mentioned was Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson, and Bojan Bogdanovic. Um, and they said they were approaching the OKC level type of haul of draft assets once they're done dealing.
Person. So that's what they want from those three players. Is that what you're telling me?
No, by the end
Oh,
of trading
yeah.
Gobert, Mitchell,
All right.
plus those three players, they'll be at the level of OKC with the amount of assets they'll have.
Dude, what they got, with what they got, I mean, I don't see why. Because Gobert was like what 5 picks? They got 5 picks for Gobert. Or
I
something
think Gobert was like four unprotected, right? Something like
more
that.
protected. So
Something like that. Some crazy
I mean,
number.
they kind of already in our in our range, but that's gonna be I mean for Conley, I don't know what his value is. Like I don't know. Like I feel like he's kind of like in that Kemba Walker you know, kind of area right now, to where like he's kind of past. He's kind of old. He probably could still give you some good minutes. I don't know as a starter, but probably maybe as a backup or something. So I don't know what his value would be. I'm surprised they wouldn't keep Clarkson, because I thought he was like a really good six man for them, over the years. But the only player I could see having some real value out of all of them is probably Bogdanovich, I could say. And
You don't think Clarkson will have any value?
think about Clarkson last year. I don't think his efficiency was like up to up to par with his six man of the year season. Cause I think he won six man of the year last year, right? I think if I want to say,
The previous year?
or was it the previous year or the year before that? I don't remember, but it was one of those years. And I mean, he shot like 41% from the field and then 31% from three, eh, which isn't really that good if you ask me. But I mean, if he can up that efficiency, maybe I could see a team, betting on him. But other than that, I don't really see the value like that, especially now late in the game. I don't know. What would you give up? What would you give up for Clarkson?
I mean, I don't know what necessarily what I would give up. I would still think he has a value because I feel like
All right.
teams they will still look at that season where he was the sixth man
Mm-hmm.
and they'll value that season. They'll
For
they'll
sure.
look they'll look of course they'll look at this season with his numbers being down, but I think they'll think about it. Maybe it was the Jazz's fault, maybe we could get him back to
Mm.
that six man type role, six man of the year type role, and get him back
Right.
to how good he was before.
Yeah, maybe. And I don't see that not happening. I mean, he's been playing pretty good, you know. He's been looking pretty good in the I don't know what is it this summer, the FIBA? Is it FIBA? I know it's not the Olympics. I don't know if it's like the FIBA or the World Cup or whatever it is. Like
Something.
I know it's not the Olympics,
I
so it's
lose track.
something.
I lose
I think
track.
it's probably FIBA, with the Philippines, and he's putting in work over there. Uh, but we'll see. Um, I think a team. Well, I'm not gonna say like in regards like I don't want to say his values like Conley. You know what I mean? In regards to like, I think a team could throw some pieces at the Jazz for Clarkson and Bogdanovich. But it's gonna be interesting though for sure. Do you think do you see Conley like doing a buyout possibly with the Jazz? Or like maybe doing like a John Wall situation where he, you know, plays out that contract.
Honestly, again, bringing out my trusty phone so I can do a quick Google search. Just because didn't he just sign a contract?
That
Right?
was
What year was that?
I want to say that was about last he's gonna be a free agent not next season, but the season. I think he signed a contract last all season. It was like for three for six, 3 for 70 or something like that.
3%. Damn, that's about the same amount of money Sexton's getting.
I mean, yeah, 3 for 70. So, well, yeah, you're right. Then
Yep.
I don't know. I doubt he
So
buys that out.
22-23 season, he's gonna get paid 22 million. In the
Yep.
23-24 season, he's getting paid 24 million. So
Yeah, no,
that's
that's
a
not
high
happening.
number. That's a high number.
And then like I don't know. I can't really think. Maybe he could try his luck with the like we always say teams like when we say with teams that need a point guard. If he tries his luck with Washington Wizards, I mean, I don't think they still have they still like found. I mean, they may like Monty Morris, you know what I mean. But if they wanted, to add someone else, maybe they could look at, Sexton. I mean, not Sexton. They could look at
Whoa.
Or Conley or maybe even a Schroeder, you know what I mean. But it's gonna be interesting though. Just see. I don't see why the Jazz wouldn't want to keep Clarkson though. Just like think he was just the perfect six man. But
How did you feel about the trade? When you first
uh,
when you first opened up your phone, saw that notification that Woj had tweeted, you opened it up and you saw that Donovan Mitchell finally got traded. What were the first thoughts that went through your head?
literally this my eyeballs almost went in the back of my head. Like I was surprised. I'm not even gonna lie. I did not see that coming at all. And like, yeah, you could be like, oh, they were playing together. They were like very close this summer, stuff like that. So like maybe him and Garland, like that was like a for sure thing. But like even after seeing all that, like I still did not see that coming at all. Um, I mean, it's a great trade, I guess. For yeah, I think it's a great trade. Um, Mitchell and Jazz have, that time was kind of coming to an end. You know what I mean? And then you also like, and it's good to see like Collin Sexton get an opportunity to, have his own team and kind of, get back kind of work his way back to, you know, carrying his team to a dub against the Nets. You know what I mean? That was incredible game. So I think after seeing all that, I was just surprised though. I did not see that coming at all.
So for me, I looked at it and
Mhm.
I was like, oh, the Knicks finally did it. And then I saw it wasn't the Knicks. So the Cavs came out of nowhere because for the past like I want to say the past month, it was just Knicks, Knicks, Knicks,
Yeah,
Knicks.
yeah.
And then the trade happens, and guess what? It's not the Knicks, it's the Cavs.
Almost too
Someone
good
who
to be
like
true.
who like 2 months ago, Woj was like, the Cavs are no longer interested in being in trade talks for Donovan Mitchell. And then out of nowhere, boom, they were
It's
there.
crazy. So I mean, anything can happen. You know. So I think it's definitely gonna be interesting though, for sure. Um, energy. I mean, if I'm in Cleveland, I'm excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
That Cleveland team
uh,
is nice.
do you see him? I don't know. I gotta ask just like the fan in me, or like, do you see him retiring, retiring in Cleveland?
No.
I mean, just after what happened in Utah, like I ain't gonna
No.
lie, I thought like he was gonna be in Utah at least for like one more max contract, at least one more, just because they had no other superstar, so like he was just gonna like kind of like a Bradley Beal situation, like he was just the guy, he's just been the best player for such a long time, so it's like just keep rewarding him and rewarding him, but do you see him retiring as a Cavalier?
No.
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 Really?
There's
I
not that
mean,
much you know, like loyalty in a sense nowadays. A lot of
okay.
players jump from team to team a lot, or even if they don't want to, like the team trades them. So
Well, so do you wish more players? So are you telling me you wish more players took the Dame and Bradley route and Bradley Bill route, the Dame Lillard and Bradley Bill route?
see, there's different levels to this. Okay, okay, there's different levels to this thing. You know, if the team is trying to put a team around you and you
Yeah.
leave for okay, listen.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
use this example, and I am
All
gonna
right.
apologize ahead of time.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. KD had a good roster around him in OKC. They went to the conference finals, and they were one game away from going to the finals and potentially winning it. And then he decided to leave. That's I hate that because he had the team there, but then he decided to leave.
Low
Like
key.
the team was they would the team was trying to construct a good team around him to be able to win. However, if you look at somebody like we're gonna use both Dame and Bradley Beal, I
Yeah.
don't think the Trailblazers have done anything to get that secondary star next to Damian Lillard. I don't think the Wizards have done anything to get that secondary star next to Bradley Beal. So I
Yeah.
think that's the difference of like where the loyalty should be.
Yeah. First, if you tell the KD story, can you at least just tell who he left us for? You can't just
The
you can't
Golden
just
State
leave
Warriors.
you just
The
can't leave
Golden State Warriors.
the team that beat us.
The team that
Can't just
beat you.
leave that out. Can't just leave that out.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I see what you mean though. It was kind of interesting though. So like, do you think in regard? So are you referring to how Washington and are you referring to like how Washington and the Trailblazers like didn't try to attract free agents that could play with them, or are you referring to like just the draft picks? Because like they had John Wall, and like which the Wizards had John Wall, Trailblazers had CJ McCollum, but they were kind of drafted. You know what I mean? So like it was kind of I don't want to say forced, but kind of yeah, forced basically. You know what I mean? Just judging by your position in the draft. Or are you referring to like you wish the teams would have like went out in free agency and like try to find a player to match their star?
So let's replace free agency with trades. Just because I don't think they're that big of a market to attract that many free agents. So
Right.
let's switch that with trades. Because I think when there's a disgruntled player out there who wants to be traded from a team, I think
Mm-hmm.
they could have went harder to get like another star there to try to
Right.
trade for a star, and they didn't. I saw what they consistently kept doing was stay in mediocrity, where
Mm,
Dame and CJ were really good together,
right,
but that really good together was like first round exits
right,
type, you know. And then you
hmm
got that one miracle playoff when they made it to conference finals, but
right,
that's about it. And like every fan knew you had to break it up, and they kept at it. And they would trade first round picks away to get like one decent role player to maybe
hmm
help the team, which went nowhere. So I think
right,
just like the way they handled everything from stupid trades, trading away their first round picks, I think it was just awful.
yeah, I agree. I think so. So you kind of wish like they kind of built more around like the two stars basically, instead of just trying to just
Yes.
add talent. I guess.
Yeah. It's a honestly, it's a two-star league now. Every team that you look at
Okay.
has two stars on their team at this point.
Even the bad ones.
The bad ones are getting there, you know. The bad ones are develop. The bad ones are developing the two
Our teams,
stars.
our teams are getting there. Our teams are getting there.
We're
Uh,
developing the two stars.
yeah, that is true. Really. When you think about it, I mean, every team does have like two, sometimes even three. Uh, what I mean, superstars. So it is gonna be interesting. We'll see about that. But just in regards to trades and like names that have been in like reports everywhere, like you see Russ. Is Russ gonna be a Laker like by the start of the season? Because like I've
Hopefully not.
always you say nah.
Hopefully not, because that roster's all terrible built, constructed. It's a terribly constructed team, bro.
Trying to think like where he would go. Cause I thought like this was like like last time we were talking, I was like, yo, like it's kind of late, you know what I mean? And I mean season starts next month. So it's like season starts next month. So it's like I'm thinking this would be the time to, for teams to just start to, come up with game plans, see what they got, see how the team's gonna work and stuff like that. And then, Donovan Mitchell gets traded. So I mean, I guess it's never too late. You know what I mean?
The one team that I saw recently
Mm-hmm.
that could take on Westbrook now would be the Jazz, since they're basically tanking now. So
Oh man. Russ and Sexton. I'm not gonna lie, attitude wise, that would be very interesting. Um, like two alpha players, like just two aggressive dudes. It would be entertaining. I don't see why not. You know what I mean? And then if you're the Lakers, you could ask for like you could ask for maybe a shooter, Malik Beasley, or maybe even a vet, maybe even a veteran point guard, and if Mike Conley would, come off the bench, ask for Mike Conley or something, Conley and Beasley, for Westbrook. I mean, that'd be a solid trade. Or maybe even ask for Clarkson back. Who knows?
who knows? But Westbrook needs to be traded. That's all I know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I feel like it has to happen though. To be honest, um, I mean, I think there's still some room. Like, there's still some players they could go after. Like you said, I think the Jazz would be the perfect team for them to just partner with and see what can happen. But that's gonna be something. Look, maybe we'll be making a video about that a couple more days. Who knows?
Watch us upload this video. As soon as this video goes up,
I'm
boom,
sure
Westbrook gets traded
happens every time, every
every
time.
time.
But yeah, I think shout out to the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. It's gonna be a backcourt to watch. Um, I would say, and I think the Cavs definitely got better. The Jazz,
Definitely.
I would just say I'm happy for Collin Sexton. I mean, Laurie marketed too. He gets a chance to start as well, but more so Sexton. Tearing his ACL and then getting the opportunity to lead his own team. Um, it's pretty. That's gonna be something to watch too. But you got anything else?
May the trades continue to happen.
Facts, facts. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's been the O and J podcast. And we out.
We out.